Break out your wooden leg, stuffed parrot, eye patch, timbers, preferably shivered, and pieces of 8, because it's time to take to the high seas of the 17th century for a spot of plundering. Ahar, Jim lad. I remember pirates incredibly fondly. I'd spend many hours sat alongside my brother studying the historically accurate map. I mean, look at it. We were pretty much screwed without it too. So he'd ask me where a certain place was, and I'd quickly have to find the town on the map in relation to where he was on the screen, and quickly give the direction for navigation. It's west, quite some distance. Great memories, especially as I was only 7 or 8 at the time. With the main brace fully spliced, it was our task in Pirates to eventually become advisor to the king, find a wife, and get rich enough to retire early and in comfort. How we'd achieve these ends, whether by stealing, trading, treasure hunting, questing, or a combination of all 4, was always decided on the spot, where the wind blew us, so to speak. As in any good simulation, there are a number of scenarios in which offers you a different degree of difficulty and present different problems, as well as offering you the opportunity of becoming an English buccaneer, a French buccaneer, a Dutch adventurer, or a Spanish renegade. You can select a level of difficulty from apprentice to swashbuckler. Furthermore, at the start of the game, you can select a special ability at which you will have particular prowess. You can choose from skill at fencing, skill at navigation, skill at gunnery, wit and charm, and skill at medicine. In fact, there are many ways to begin the game. You can either set sail straight away, hope for some good luck, and learn things on the way, or you can read the instructions from beginning to end before you even pick up the joystick. But this is no ordinary instruction manual. It tells you much more than how to load the game, that's for sure. I'll put the link in the description. Definitely worthwhile reading if you love this game. Anyway, where were we? Oh yes, objectives. Well, the object of the game, as briefly mentioned, is to get up to the sort of things that 17th century pirates would get up to. In other words, find yourself a ship and a crew to man it. Set sail. Attack and plunder other vessels. Raid other ports. Trade with merchants. Find treasure. All that sort of pirating good stuff. But don't get the idea that you can go around plundering willy-nilly, for this is a simulation, and not just a seafaring free-for-all. You've got to behave yourself and think about the consequences of your actions, just like any self-respecting sea captain worth his salt. In the harbour of a friendly town, you may visit the governor for a bit of gossip, a mission or promotion to colonel, admiral, marquis or duke. Pop into the local tavern for more gossip, information or treasure maps at a price, and to recruit a crew. You may also visit merchants to trade food, sugar, goods, ships and cannon, or check out information gleaned from whatever source. Once you have won some treasure, it's a good idea to head for a friendly town and divide it up among your crew. This makes happy sailors and good fighters, although desertion is a higher risk once the swabs have been paid. But of course, piracy is about more than going into town for the shopping and a bit of gossip. And if it's fighting you're looking for, you'll find it both at sea and on land. Ports are friendly, neutral or hostile, and it should be noted that their attitude towards you determines how best to enter the port. Attack, sneak into town, or simply sail into harbour. Sailing, marching and battles are shown from a bird's eye view. One-to-one duels are displayed from third-person perspective, with your pirate captains battling it out horizontally across the screen. All other elements such as trading, visiting governors or talking in caverns are menu controlled, enhanced by some nice graphical representations of the appropriate persons, places or objects. Vessels encountered at sea may be investigated, hailed for news, ignored or engaged in battle. Cannons only fire broadside, so confrontations consist of manoeuvring your ship to aim at the enemy, firing and getting out of the way before you get blasted. Each hit depletes the number of men and or cannon on board or damages the vessel. Should you decide you've bitten off more than you can chew, you may, if not too badly damaged, run away, although this action risks the loss of a ship should you have more than one vessel under your command. Almost invariably, you have to ram your victim and board the enemy ship. The battle, should you board the vessel, is only resolved when, out of the smoke, you see the enemy captain approaching. Here you will duel it out with the enemy captain with your sword of choice. Victory or defeat is a function of the relative size and morale of the two crew. Dropping anchor near land where no port exists puts your crew in marching mode, enabling them to explore islands for treasure and so on. Should you come across a town whilst on the march, you are again given a choice of entry. Choosing to attack takes you into battle using muskets and fists, while you spend your life sailing around plundering enemy ships and towns, or on your own if you fancy becoming a real pirate. You can often be sent off on little subquests, like delivering messages or searching for your long-lost sister. You can also sail around collecting pieces of a map to guide you in a treasure hunting expedition. Once you have had enough of the seafaring life, you can always retire and take up another life, depending on how successful you were and whether you have found a wife. Amazingly, the original Commodore 64 version is written in large part in BASIC, with certain parts written in assembler for speed, such as the sailing around the map. So it goes without saying that Sid Meier succeeded in creating a stroke of genius with pirates. It manages inimitably to capture the atmosphere of buccaneering in the 17th century. The hunt for fame, ships, honour and large landholdings promises weeks of fun, and you'll be happy to dig out this noble game again and again. A healthy dose of strategy and tactics is just as much a part of pirates as is a nice bit of action. The motivation to muddle your way up the ladder of ranks usually degenerates into an all-night gaming session. So, put a stuffed parrot on your shoulder, slap on an eye patch, get ready for realism on the seas as you've never experienced it before. Thank you for watching the video, guys. I really appreciate the support. Please hit the like button and let me know what you thought of this absolute classic, Pirates, in the comment section. Also, don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already, and share on your social media platforms to help spread the word. The Commodore 64 is something I will always love very dearly. It was a massive part of my youth, and the channel's purpose is to help bring back floods of memories and nostalgia for you too. There's loads of other titles on the playlist, and another coming up right now. Hope to see you in the other videos from the channel. Until then, bye for now.